Hello, everyone. My name is where I don't care what my name is, and here we go with my review for Hobbs and Shaw. All right, so first things first. Um, I have to say, when they first started with the Fast and Furious films, you would think they're just gonna probably stick to the same thing, just a bunch of cars racing around, doing crazy stuff. But as the films progress, they just continue finding ways to change their films and just make them crazier and crazier. After the last Furious film, I was pretty much done. I thought, you know what, that's it. They really got to end this. There's no way they can continue going more with these. And now they are. They're continuing making more of these. And now we have a spin off movie of Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs, played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Shaw, played by Jason Statham, and they both have their own films. So, how did they do? How did this little spin off film do? And was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just ridiculous as hell as we got from the trailer? Ridiculous as hell. That's pretty much what we got. This was a pretty crazy, but actually entertaining film. I'm not gonna lie. I actually found myself entertained by this film in the first two acts, but then afterwards it kind of went downhill. But I'll get into that in a little bit. Let's get started with the story. The story, as you got from the trailer, focuses on our main characters, Hobbs and Shaw, who have to look for Shaw's sister, and they have to find her because she's being chased by an evil bad guy who is basically Black Superman. After he's messed with himself with genetics and stuff, science, mumbo jumbo, whatever. Point is, he's pretty much indestructible. Even a bullet cannot stop this guy. So Shaw and Hobbs have to stop him before he gets a hand on a virus that will end up what else? Killing a lot of people, and so they gotta stop it and save the world. So it's pretty much a simple story. The first act is actually very entertaining because we're introduced to our characters, including Vanessa Kirby's character, Haiti Shaw, and we're also introduced to Hobbs and Shaw, going about their everyday life, and then they're brought together to stop the bad guy and save Shaw's sister. So the first act's very good, it's funny and entertaining. Then the second act really picks up the pace when it comes to the ridiculousness in the story. But again, it's not bad. It's done very well, and I do like how it feels like they're paying an homage to the '90s with all the ridiculousness in the story. Um, but the problem with this film is once we get to the second act, it goes on a little too long. The film is about 135 minutes, so it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's a little longer, and you kind of get bored because they're repeating a lot of the same stuff over and over again, the same jokes, the same same craziness, and you kind of get bored by it. So the problem with the story is it's good for the first two acts, but once we get to the second act, they should have ended it right there. And the third and final act of this film just gets boring, and it continues on and on. And sorry to say, I lost interest from the very end of it. So the problem with the story is its time. The time for this film, how long it is, hurts it. It You begin to lose interest in it. Not that it's a bad, terrible story. It's just you just don't care anymore by the end of it. Um, and actually, the hours of how long this film is and a lot of the stuff they throw in at you also hurts with the characters too. Now, in the first two acts, again, as I said before, they're very good, especially when we have Hobbs and Shaw. The chemistry between the two characters are great. Um, Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Jason Statham, they do a great job together. I love their characters. I love how well they interact with one another and the jokes they make of each other. I love Vanessa Kirby's character as well. She's a badass. The sister of Shaw. She just kicks everyone's ass and is able to, find a way to, get out of any situation. And she isn't a damsel in distress. She is like her sister. She's like her brothers. She will find a way to kick your ass and do it looking awesome. Um, the main villain, Briston Lore, played by Idris Elba, he's a good villain. More of a one-liner kind of villain each time, but he's a good villain. I didn't really mind him at all. But as I said, the hours of how long this film is does hurt it. As time begins to pass, the jokes, the charisma of these characters, they begin to wear down. they're not enough to keep you interested. They're not enough to keep you hooked on everything that's going on. So it does hurt the film. Um, it hurts its story. It hurts its characters with how long this film is. So yeah, it's a shame too. And I really was hoping they should have ended it where they were before they went to the final fight. They should have ended it right there. They find to stop the virus. They saved the day. The bad guy got away, and they could set it up for the sequel. The bad guy could return and team up with the main villain for that film. And Hobbs and Shaw have to work together now with Shaw's sister, and they have to work together with Toretto's crew, and they can go after the bad guys together. That would have been better. But instead, they continued on with this, and it just hurts the film, and he's just not interested anymore. But other than that, what about the special effects? Okay, never mind the special effects. They're ridiculous. They're crazy as hell. There's no freaking way they're able to pull off any of those stuff. But I thought, forget it. It's still fun. As far as the special effects, they're okay, and as far as the comedy, it is funny. And as far as the fight scenes are concerned, they are pretty cool. They are fun. No way those people should survive any of those things, but they still do, and I didn't mind it. So, okay, so Hobbs and Shaw, was it a good spinoff? Yes. Is it going to lead to a good final film for the Fast and Furious films? Hopefully, because I cannot see them going any further unless they are serious about going to space, which is unfortunately a possibility. So that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, a good film, stupid as hell, but it's still fun, stupid in its own stupid way. So I do recommend if you like these kind of films. I would recommend it with your friends. I would recommend it with your loved one. But if they're not interested in that kind of film, then don't force them to watch it. So that's it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button to my Facebook page, to my Twitter page, and I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. So until then, take care, and I'll see you next time, guys.